It's a historic day for many schools in the province, Catholic school boards who for the first time raised the pride flag. That includes schools in Durham, Niagara, Ottawa, and right here in Toronto. It's a symbolic gesture that comes with an important reminder.
It was a very emotional reaction watching the flag raising ceremony today.
A sight and celebration never seen before at the TCDSB, marking the start of Pride Month.
We demonstrate living out the gospel values of love, inclusion, compassion, and care for all, including to us LGBTQ+.
For one former TCDSB student who has been vocal about 2S LGBTQ+ inclusion at Catholic boards, it's important to celebrate this moment, but to also remember the work that still needs to be done.
Now we're saying in schools that these places are safe and you can have those conversations, but still we have policy and curriculum that contradict that.
There have been calls for the Ministry of Education to centralize efforts and resources for 2S LGBTQ+ students, staff, and families.
We've been calling for an audit since 2019 to find out whether this inclusion is actually happening.
Today's moment met with protests organized at 8 Catholic boards, including in Toronto, where vehicles circled outside the school board. At the Halton Catholic School Board, they're protesting, quote, approved LGBT indoctrination. The board has voted against flying the pride flag. Demonstrators were met with counter-protesters calling on the board to support LGBTQ2S+ students and fly the flag.
When the Toronto Catholic District School Board voted to raise the flag, we saw presentations that were homophobic.
We acknowledge that there is more to do. We are committed to further engagement with TCDSB's 2S LGBTQ+ Advisory Committee to reinforce the board's ongoing work in supporting students, staff, and families.
Kyle, a former student trustee, says he never saw his identity reflected at his school.
It was still very much a hidden part of my life, so much so that I didn't really appreciate the fact that the flag wasn't there and available for me at school.
If it was, would it have changed anything for you?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I can't even imagine where I would be. I can't even picture what my life would be like today if I had have been able to come out to myself earlier in life.
The pride flags will be on display at TCDSB schools for the month of June. It's also important to note that all flags at the board have been lowered in memory of the 215 children who were discovered at the mass grave site at the Catholic Kamloops Indian Residential School. In Toronto, I'm Faiza Amin for City News.